Hello guys, this is the Anime Hour here, and welcome back to Fruit of Grisaia. Now it's been a while since been on, sorry about that. I've been mainly busy uploading everything. And I would like to give shout outs to these people. To Only Your Girls, thank you for the comment, and also thank you for Angelica Burr. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so sorry, Angelica. And also, thank you for the song. And as for your request for having it on the video, here. I don't know if it's recording or not, but if you guys can hear it. Actually, hold up. Maybe this one out. The song is called Electris Be Free. Now, I don't know if this is copyrighted or not. I would just like to thank Angelica Burr. And here it is in the song. And I'll have you guys decide whether to use the song for an outro or an intro. But anyway, let's put this back. Get everything back to where it was. And let's continue where we left off. When I gave Sakaki this rough outline of the situation, her face fills with a surprisingly clear expression of dismay. It was just decided today. They gave me official notice by phone, so I'm already off the job. Oh, that sounds sad. Like, listen to that voice. Sorry about following you around all the time. It was my job, so I didn't have any choice. Think you can forgive me. Saki's tone of voice suggests she couldn't care less about that peculiar detail at the moment. I'm sure you're aware, Sakaki, but just because I've been pulled from this assignment doesn't mean the threat has passed. Now on, you need to be keeping a watchful eye on your surroundings whenever you go out. Constantly monitor everything that's going on within a 30-meter radius for signs of danger also. I've been removed from my position as her bodyguard, but that didn't restrict me from lecturing her to prepare for future threats. Not that they would have approved if I asked for permission, of course. That's part of the reason I didn't press JB too hard for specific detail. So that's the basic outline of Sakaki. Akagi. That's no good. You really need to listen to me this time. Alright? After all, next time something happens, you're going to be the one protecting yourself. I don't even... I patiently repeat my self-defense lecture from the top. Not sure if the girls actually listened this time. But she certainly got a serious expression on her face, seemed to be thinking something over very intently. That's all I have to say. I finished my explanation. Deciding to wrap this up for the moment, I look straight into Sakaki's eyes and continue. Now on, we'll be back to just classmates. Listen. Sakaki doesn't offer a clear reaction, far from typical. Deciding not to stretch this out, I turn my back on her and begin to walk toward my room. At a bare minimum, I told her what to watch out for. She'll probably be on guard for a while, and I'm planning to keep an eye on her from a greater distance than before, providing confidential help when necessary. In some respects, this should actually make it easier for me to take action compared to when I was specifically acting as a close protection bodyguard. I don't know if JP read this far ahead when she dropped those hints over the phone, but for the moment I think I've reached a respectable compromise solution that doesn't violate the letter of my orders. But my satisfaction proves short-lived. I don't know why I'm smiling. Just as I'm taking my second step, she calls out to me from behind. When I turn back, Saki's still facing me. She stands with her legs wide spread, her hand hanging slightly, not far enough to hide the intense anguish expression on her face. And speaking of anguish, you know me, I always carry this on me at all times. Must have iced tea. That is not some. Both her hands are clenched tightly into trembling fists. 10 odd seconds of silence pass before she finally opens her mouth to continue. Yeah, that I did. She swallows softly, then looks me in the eye. Yeah, she did something that no one would suspect. And just like that, Sakaki Yumiko's fired right back with a complete surprise on her of her own. Say what? Taking a page out of a certain shaggy-headed blonde's book, Sakaki repeats herself, clearly enunciating every syllable. Why say yourself in the third person? This is about the last thing I was expecting. Didn't Sakaki hate having me following her around all the time? To be sure, she softened up noticeably over the last weeks or so when I was slightly wounded in the course of duty as her bodyguard. She even showed some honest concern on my behalf. I said the girl always had fundamental problems with the nature of my protection. I approached this on the assumption she disapproved of being guarded in the first place. Are you serious? Under the circumstances, I couldn't help wonder, but anyway, I'm pretty damn expensive. You sure about this? Perhaps because it's not money she earned herself. Sakaki's tone of voice takes a hint of self-ridicule. At any rate, it seems perfectly clear that this is no joke. She really means it. Alright then, I'll accept that request. Even though I was about to say something. But now I was about to say that he was going to guard you anyway without you noticing him. So I doubt that would work. Compared to a minute before, Sakaki's expression seemed to have regained a bit of vigor. You're alright with me approaching this the same way as before? Well, I'll be fundamentally trying to be aware of your movements at all times, even when you're doing things generally regarded as shameful or embarrassing. Just wondering if that's really alright with you. Seems like she really has gotten a bit of her spirit back. Immediately after throwing these words in my direction, Sakaki turns away and begins stomping loudly up the stairs. Is that considered stopping? That sounds like plastic bags being mushed. Probably headed to the rooftop again at a guess. Judging from the flow of the conversation, I think it would be best to give her a little time to herself. Time being, I suppose we'll resume this afternoon. Yeah. Half of a smirking female face pokes out from around the corner in a clearly deliberate way. Amen.
いやー、さっきから一部始終を聞いてて本当どうなっちゃうんだろうって思ったけど、なんかいい方に転がってよかったわね。
I don't know how to rank a face for this. Were you eavesdropping the whole time?
失礼ね、偶然よ。通りかかって耳に入ってきたから仕方なく聞いてただけだってばねえ、さっちゃん。はい、偶然です。それ以外に言いようがありません。
Even Sachi? Maybe it was a coincidence that they were passing by, but I think listening to the entire conversation may have had something to do with their personal curiosity. What if they kept striking up bizarre conversations about Sakaki the other day? I got a distinct feeling these people are up to something, especially Amen.
榊さんも意外と思い切ったことやっちゃう子なのね。お姉さんびっくりしちゃった。
You really shouldn't keep playing up your age like that, even as a gag. You'll get wrinkles.
うっさいわ。って私のことはともかくとして、なんかいいわね。個人的なボディーガードとかさ、ねえ。エロい空気がプンプン漂ってるのよさ。
Okay, shoving Machina aside.
エロい、ユージエロい。細かいことはよくわかんないけど。
Okay. Every last one of you was listening in. I felt some doubts in this regard before, but could it be that these people have too much time on their hands? I've shared dorms with female colleagues before, but they used their off days studying intensely or throwing themselves into a personal training, just like everyone else. But by comparison, I can't help thinking these girls suffer from a chronic lack of productive uses of their for their time. You people can think whatever you want, but the fact is Sakaki's got some very complicated personal circumstances that warrant protection. It's not something you should be laughing.
はいはい、わかってますよーだ。でもその全知全能のユージ様でもわかんない事情だってあるんですからね。
Say what? You're saying the intelligence I've gathered on Sakaki is incomplete. That's highly interesting. Won't I speak those words? I'm getting a sense of awkwardness now. 4 sets of eyes simultaneously narrowed to reachful slits overflowing with pure scorn. They're the eyes of people who just lost all respect for someone. Okay, what's with the look?
ユージには一生つかめない情報かもね。ひょっとしたら。風見さんにはこの部分においてはですが、本当に失望しています。いや、絶望と言っても過言ではありません。まあ、お兄ちゃんは穴があって突っ込んでればそれで満足ってタイプだから仕方ねえんだけどな。チルチルもそう思うだろ。そうよ。この人参。
One more time?
そうよ。この人参。
This is coming from you. Carrot.
いや、ほら、そういうのって人参とかって言うんじゃないの？みちる様、どうかお気を 確かに。こりゃとんでもないところから爆弾がいらっしゃったのよさ。ちょっと待ってよ、今は有事の話してたんでしょ。なんで人参の話出した途端に私いじりになってんのよ。
Now everything's back to normal.
みちる様、みちる様。
Okay, that sound.
みちる様、みちる様。
That just sounds wrong for some fucking reason.
バナナも人参もありだ。チルチルもなかなかチャレンジャーなのよさ。
Hold up, let me lower this just a tiny bit. Okay, that should do it.
うるせえな、もう。ってあれ、ユージどっか行っちゃった。
Instant teleport. Having successfully passed through the storm of frenzied, meaningless excitement, I made my way back to the lobby alone. Sinking deeply into the sofa, I think back over my conversation with Sakagi. Sure didn't see the heck one coming. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around it. I mean, for the first couple days there, the girl was so furious about being guarded as she dusted off her treasured sword, the legendary box cutter of wrath. This is the legendary frickin' box cutter, what the hell? Maybe she just realized she's in real danger here. That or something else, but anyway. When threatened by a mysterious menace, it's only natural to grow uncertain and fearful. At present, I suppose I'm the only means she has to realize that anxiety even a little. From that perspective, I guess it's reasonable enough. Sakaki's basically an irrational person. I can understand how she'd swallow her pride and make this choice after carefully weighing the alternatives. Whatever the case may be, I now have her approval. That should make it easier to continue protecting her as I planned from the start. No need to look a gift horse in the mouth. Since she hired me, I'll have to earn my salary. Pushing myself up the sofa, I glanced down at my watch. There's still plenty of time before Sakaki will be heading out to draw her pictures. Guess I'll go for a run for a while. Threats are getting steadily stronger, and I'm not getting back up. That just means I'll have to intensify my training to match. After a light warm-up, I slapped my hands together in the entrance and pushed my way through the front door at a jog. And today, as usual, our mysterious friends make their appearance. However, something's clearly different this time. Bringing back the music from Angelica. I seriously don't know what to use. Okay, let's go back here. From the moment they spot me, the men seem oddly flustered. Many of them appear to have gotten cold feet. One or two take out cell phones and try to contact someone. Wonder where they heard a thing like that. I got a feeling this might have something to do with JB's evasiveness earlier. Whatever the case, the men take much longer than usual to approach me. You do realize... Ow! That hurt my ears. You guys are lucky that you get to turn down the volume. And they say that again. Again, highly trained assassin who literally did a mercy killing, who works for the government, who's known for taking people out. Beating the shit out of people is no laughing matter when it comes to the job. And also, now that I think about it, I think this is his first job as a bodyguard since ever. So, yeah. When they finally managed to spur themselves to action, their strategy was as confused as always, even more so. Really, none of them seemed eager to take the lead. They're so sloppy that you think they were trying to fail. Sakaki calls out timidly from behind me, slowly opening her eyes. Yeah, but something was definitely off this time. Sakaki looks up at me with an expression of pure bewilderment. These constant attacks must be causing the girl more than enough worry. Adding their unclear, suspicious motives to the equation will probably only upset her further.
それは私があなたを雇ったことと何か関係はあるのかしら
Hard to say. It sounded like they might be the case, but there's no way to know if they were trying to mislead us. After brushing off a little dust, I indicate let's go with a slight movement of my head. As we slowly climb up the slope leading away from the riverbank, I think long and hard about our enemies. Just can't figure out their objective. It's obviously connected to Sakaki, but their attacks are far too sloppy for this to be a real kidnapping job. At that phrase they used again today. This isn't what we signed up for. They clearly knew I was taken off the job, which suggests a connection to Ichigawa, my original client in this matter. Just what is this? Still unsatisfied, clamber my way up to the road. Across from the setting sun, the world's already grown dark and murky. Something in the air suggests a approaching storm. I have to take countermeasures before the rain starts to fall in earnest.
何か申し開きすることはあるかね。
私どもに後ろ暗い話など一切ございませんが。
とぼけるのもいい加減にしたまえ。
His freaking face.
あなた方に排除するよう申し付けた例の風見何がしとかいうチンピラ。相変わらず由美子の周りでうろちょろしているそうではないか。しかも私の立てた計画においてもことごとく邪魔ばかりしている。これでもなお何もしていないというなどずうずうしいにも程があるだろう。
私は正式に風見雄二に対して護衛の任を解くよう伝えました。当組織の規律及び当人の性格から命令違反は考えられません。
ではこの状況を一体どう説明するというのだ。
推測ではありますが、風見雄二が由美子さんの護衛を解く際、本人にその旨を伝達したのではないかと思われます。その上で不安に思った由美子さんから個人的なものとして風見雄二に護衛をする旨の依頼があったのではないだろうかと。
仮にそのようなことがあったとしても断るのが当然だろう。
それは社長のおっしゃる当然です。私はその当然を先日お伺いした際に尋ねられなかったので、そのようにしなかっただけです。
そのようなお子様の論理が通るとでも思っているのか。
子供でも大人でも約束や命令は絶対だと私どもは考えます。
もういい。帰りたまえ。
はい、失礼します。
娘の件だが、市ヶ谷の連中が妙な動きをするようになった。
No, they just don't want to get involved at all.
いかがいたしましょうか。
腕の立つ人間を揃えてくれ。多少荒っぽいことをしても構わん。
Again, you're going against a personal assassin who's normally kills people with a pen.
わかりました。妨害する者への排除について、生死は問わないと捉えてよろしいでしょうか。
ああ、仮にそうなったとしても問題はない。存分にやれ。
Again, you're not, especially since he's also, before he ended up working for the government, he was still an assassin regardless, except a part of a superhuman program. Even far worse. So he's more stronger than normal.
急いでくれ。準備が整うまでは襲撃も一旦休止しろ。
はい。ではそのように。
Okay, that guy sounds
従
creepy.
っていればいいものを。弓込め。
No, it wouldn't be, or else that'll be causing a lost sense of self. It's been several days since I came into Sakaki's employ. Strangely enough, they've been largely peaceful. That confused encounter immediately after she hired me was the last time those people tried anything. That doesn't mean they've given up, of course. More likely they've withdrawn for the moment to prepare a more decisive move. I can afford to be a little less vigilant, but I'm careful not to let my guard down entirely. Come to think of it, why are you always wearing the school uniform? We're on vacation, so normally you would wear casual clothes every once in a while. I was just wondering if there was some reason you don't.
みだりに私服姿で辺りをうろうろするものではないわ。そういうのは素行の良くない子がすることでしょ。
I guess everyone else in our school is a juvenile delinquent in the making, eh?
他の子たちは知らないわ。私は前の学園でそう教えられたからそうしているだけ。人にそれを押し付けるようなつもりもないわ。
I see. Sakaki's grown calm enough to humor me with pointless small talk of this sort. He's much less tense after several days without violent interruption, probably because there's no need for constant wariness. The movement of her pencil appears to have grown smoother as well. All of a sudden, her hand stopped moving. A brief exhalation of breath, she glances over at me out of the corner of her eye. What's wrong? You notice something? Turning her face away at my words, Sakaki curls her body forward over her sketchbook. Her voice is almost small enough to be lost in the wind, but I hear it clearly enough. What was that?
こうして護衛してくれるから安心して絵に集中することができるわ。
Nope, it sucks when I have to record because I have to turn my fan off in order for it to not interrupt the mic. But it's summer and it's sweating hot in here. Sakaki.
というよりもあなたがいるからというわけでもないのだけれど。
Okay, let's go to the next part.